Yeah, but when I mean that, I mean those players under different
Yeah, on the different teams.
and different times.
Indeed, but the game is finally ready, so let's get into it. The first round between these two HellRaisers on the defense here, and Natus Vincere on the offense, Mojo.
So Natus Vincere here is coming in on the hill, as Ducky predicted, more or less. And we have one guy going for the island. Anatolic there, probably playing a tier 9. Yeah, he is. So,
Ooh, he's
well,
already
it
very
doesn't...
aggressive here in that tier 9 Bachan, Mojo.
Yeah, this is a really interesting position that he took here. And a risky one, because I don't think he can really leave it. He's relying on the rest of his team to keep pressure on the middle of the map. But actually no one even contested the hill. All of them just stayed off, and they were very happy to do it. But look at this position of Griffon. It's like in the middle of the nowhere.
Yeah, no, he's behind that rock, so he's in position to shoot the zero line as well in case somebody tries to climb up there. They have Nesqui on the elevated position now. Navi here, they're obviously going to want to get a batch out of their own on that eastern mountain towards the zero line. If they do so, they will be met by Nuclear near you in the TVP, could drive on the hill, clip as well. So Navi, to be careful in what kind of approach they take here.
Yeah, they are indeed very careful. Now, what is interesting here, guys, is because whatever they were leaving behind during the season,
they're using it
trying to avoid, there is nothing to hide anymore. This is it. This is the time to show whatever you have left in your treasure chest.
Let's hope they watched Pirates of the Caribbean and got all the loot they wanted to, because both these teams are going to have to pull out everything they have hidden down in their deep, deep pockets.
Well, there is a new part of Pirates coming out.
Kriloid here getting spotted out already in his Wheezy. Spots out Nuclear in return. Nuclear makes a shot, doesn't connect it. Kriloid shoots HG. Doesn't connect either, so HG doesn't always do damage.
You can see how to be one with a bush. Just watch near you there. He's patiently waiting just to see if the Bachat will be spotting, because he is the real target. He will, of course, not reveal his position on some tier 9 VZ, because he knows that VZ, Kirliloid, is just a bait there. He's just there to lure out the shots so the Bachats can take the speed and get up unharmed, or mostly unharmed.
And you can see Nuclear there constantly switching between Kriloid and that boost position, climb position rather.
So you can see the strike's position here. This is really also important, because he's negating anyone to be boosted in those bushes up on a hill, because that position is really dangerous when you want to boost someone up on a zero line also. So Navi more or less covered their ground the best they can, but it doesn't look like really they will try to boost, because they're suspecting some shenanigans here, obviously. Levsha was driving in circles there, and I was like, no, this doesn't feel right.
It would not end well for him. Now, no surprise that both these teams decide to go for the slower approach. They know each other very well. It's usually how it comes down to between these two. Either the game is very quick, or it goes very slow and methodical.
Well, whatever happens, there will be a lot of games to see. That's for sure.
Indeed. I don't think anybody has a clear advantage in this one. Skrillord still desperately trying to get Nuclear, but
3.5 minutes and no one took the damage yet.
Indeed. Nobody so far taking a shot. Left shot. He's going forward a little bit. Has to be careful as Lolsto in his T. Was that correct?
Lolsto.
Lolsto in his T49 just sits and wait patiently. Anybody to peek out their slide. Going a little bit more aggressive. Nice infographic. You can see Slide's POV here. Just looking for any possible connection. Hasn't found it so far. Has to be obviously careful, as you know, we know Lolsto and Bachat are waiting on that island area.
But look at this, like when he peeks like that, he already has 2 guys on the island ready to annihilate anyone who peeks to shoot him. So none of these actions are meaningless. Like even the step-by-step they're taking is really well planned, and all the positions and angles are covered the best they can do it. So you cannot see someone doing some foolish YOLO thingy that will just get them to lose half of HP and say, oh, there is the enemy there, like we knew the entire game.
Near you, just patiently sitting in his bush, pretending he's in the savannah.
The one with the bushmate. Very slow-paced game, but the action will start within the next minute, because it must, of course. 10-minute round time
No,
is merciless.
If they watch Swift, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, if they watch Rusty roster, that means even less.
See here, Nuclear. Actually near you. STVP. Surprised the Kriller didn't decide to blind fire there just yet, because we've seen a lot of teams actually blind fire left strike. He's going for it though. Moving down the 1-2 line. Lostro was not ready. Applewell might get one. Gets connected in return though, so the first damage being traded here as Inspirer takes some more, and Tolic actually gets hit as well. Minus 820 on him. But what is the move here from Navi?
Oh, Anatolic took a lot of damage here, so Navi is proxying these two guys now. So they want to chase them a bit back, I guess. But why are they pressing so much this side? I guess they're too much worried. And there we go! That was the ruse. Because they managed to climb a guy up while the attention was on this side.
So at the meantime, Navi getting their bat shot up there. That's amazing. As we're waiting for the game.
Thankfully, we are going quickly back up in the game, and we have action going on all over the place now, because Navi managed to climb one medium up, and they are securing that position. Now, they of course cannot redraw any more of these guys from the water, but now they can create a good crossfire, controlling the hill and the mountain itself.
Near you taking even more damage here in his TVP as left shot gets pushed on by Applewell. Applewell going to win that exchange between these two. So left shot down for the team of Navi, but still positional control by them at least. Griffon taking half his HP and damage, and Inspire being up on that position. We've seen how much damage you can do from there. So he's going to be the vital player at this point for Navi.
3 minutes and 20 seconds though on the countdown here. Navi is actually forced to play a bit faster. They might do one more jump from that upper position, but that's about that, because still Inspirer cannot really peek out freely and shoot whatever he wants without punishment from there, and not anymore.
Indeed, Griffon here just staring down Inspirer. Inspirer is going for it now. Can Griffon connect the shot? He aims, he hits. 858 coming out from that Gorilla. Beautiful shot from Griffon there. But at the same time, Inspirer takes down Near You, and Nuclear seems to be the next target here for the boys from Navi. Quick succession, he goes down as well. Strike takes a lot in return. And so far by HP, HellRaisers is still up, but now the gun in the game, as I say that to Applewell, takes down Slide. So it's still in favor here for HellRaisers.
HellRaisers seem to be winning this fight by far here, because they have 2000 HP advantage, 2.5 minutes still to end the game. And let's not forget Inspirer, the only guy who can actually take up a trenched up Nesqui. I think it's Nesqui in the corner, yes. He is on 1/3 of HP, while Nesqui has 1500.
Applewell here killed Anatolic as well, so now 3 tanks left standing here for Navi. And as you said, Nesqui, he is behind this rock position. It's going to be very hard to deal with. And Theodore, full HP as well. Applewell and Losto just protecting that 1-2 line. It's not looking good here for Navi.
No, and we have now a crossfire effectively between Nesqui and the guys on in the water from the HellRaisers. This defense was done really well. Navi tried and did really brave moves here, but it just didn't work out. Defense of HellRaiser was just impeccable.
Indeed, as now Inspirer goes down towards Nesqui Rhino, the last one standing here in the first round of this grand final between the HellRaisers and Natus. Vincere seems to be going in the favor of HellRaisers. Well, it is definitely going in the favor. Rhino might get to 1v1 Lostro here as he rams him to death. 3 shells left, but with 1 minute and 19 seconds, not much he can do as he blind fires some bushes. Theodore now moving towards the hill, and not much Rhino can do in this one.
Well, it will be 1-0 for HellRaisers here. I mean, we can speculate Rhino can kill them all, but it will not happen ever.
Indeed, Theodore comes here for the finish off. Can he get it? Yes, he can, as that puts HellRaisers 1-0 over Navi, winning their Mines defense. Not bad at all.
Not shabby.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby indeed.
Well, really nice victory here for HellRaisers. Nice defense, and the mystery of 2 Grilles is finally decided how they use them. Quite an interesting way to use it, actually. And I'm just wondering how would they play if they actually faced Artie. That would be an interesting way to see it.
They would probably die in a ball of fire.
Probably, or they would just try to push and press and try to corner them in, but still, like push potential with them.
I bet they have a strategy with this lineup that goes towards the hill as well.
It must be. Must be, but it would be hard, very risky.
Indeed,
Can
but
you boost the Grille from the lower side?
yes, it's hard.
Well, I guess that would be a part of it.
It's really hard.
Because I don't see other way to deal with this.
Indeed, but now HellRaisers picking up this first round on the defense. No real surprise. I think Navi will be able to do the same thing when they get their chance to defend.
Well, Navi here
Dima.
now. Dima in the first row. Well, Navi now need to, of course, come back because they would really not like to give HellRaisers such an easy advantage in a start. Like being 2-0 up would be a great start for them. So Navi will for sure try to master defense here on the mines. And mines is still one of the most defensive maps.
Well, let's take a look at the statistics just to break that round down a little bit more. Nesqui here from that position and Theodore quickly following him.
So Nesqui from the elevated position behind the rock in a base did almost 3000 damage, and Diodor, he was on K4. I believe he was the second. Griffon
Yes.
was the lower one in Grille. So those two had most sniping shots and some connections on both sides of the maps, I guess. And oh, Levsha. Well, Levsha was a sacrificial goat. He was sent down there to proxy the guys in the water, if you remember. That it didn't end up that well for him, because I believe Losho in that 49 did most of this damage on him.
Indeed. That's good stuff by HellRaisers. Now, do we think they're going to be another double Grilla now from Navi?
No.
No?
No. No. Why would they copy each other?
Who knows? Who knows who they've been training against?
Well, still, like, it's a specific playstyle, and I believe this is something that a team prepares specially against another. So if Navi plays anything, it will be something on their own. It will not be a copy-pasta of another
Triple
team.
Grilla.
Triple Grilla. You're doing a full Ryan now, mate.
A full Ryan?
Yes.
What does
You're just
that mean?
spamming random stuff now. Come on.
Wow, BM towards Ryan, Mojo.
Yeah.
That's so mean. I
Wow.
didn't think you had it in you.
It comes with this chair.
It feels like, you know, being in the office with me for a longer time, your banter skills.
No, it comes with this chair. When you're in this chair, you become mean, mate. When you sit here,
Really?
that's you.
I am never mean when I'm in that chair. I have no idea what you're talking
You're mean
about.
when you wear a chair you sit.
That's also a skill, I'd say.
Yeah, that's also true.
I mean, I don't have to be sitting to be mean. Let's be real here.
But I think we should focus a bit on Navi and HellRaisers here.
Oh, really? I didn't even know they were playing.
Yeah, they're actually the ones that are supposed to be stars here.
Oh, well,
wow.
tough luck for them.
Tough luck, yeah. Well, here we go. I think the lineups are ready.
Yeah, let's take a look at the tanks that both these teams have decided to bring for the second round. And Navi, it's only a single grill, but they are bringing Artie, and so is HellRaisers, Mojo.
Wow, there goes Triple Grilla, mate. Navi playing with I7 and M40 there. Well, if they had Diplomat, right? But we have HellRaisers with a Lorraine Artie. So 2 TVPs and Lorraine Artie. Okay, 2 TVPs for stopping power if they are rushed, but since they have an M40 Artie, it's not going to be like that.
Well, we can go into the second round here and can already see HellRaisers going very aggressive towards the hill. Navi, on the other hand, do not decide to go for that. Lolsto will be the first one going up the hill. Inspirer, did he? No, Inspirer fails the climb. Very crucial there. Oh, they will not have that position on Atolis. Already takes a shot. Lolsto is playing with the small gun there. The 6-shell autoloader.
This is a problem now, because now Navi choosing the lower positions of defense with Grille and Artie, so they could focus more on defense of a 2-cap. They would really need that medium behind the rock where they had, where the HellRaisers had Nesqui in the last game. But Inspirer failing it will prove to be a big problem, because they had to give up complete positions on the hill now. And also, look at this, Anatolic has a dead driver from that one shot he received.
Already a dead driver from that small caliber gun. Now, Inspirer not making it up in that position is a very, very vital thing here. Leaves them with less options. Greenlord is now relocating towards the island as well. As we can see, Diador is going to be playing the Artie here for HellRaisers.
Yeah, he did it more than once, and Kirilloid, of course, played Artie for Navi quite a few times, but this is an ultra risky position, because there are angles that you can actually spot this Artie. If he goes too much in the water and they press somewhere to F1 with mediums, they can actually spot him and shoot him out from the hill. So that's going to be a problem. Also, Diodor, if he's really idle, he can just watch for a tracing shot.
Indeed.
And it's much easier for him to trace. And this is a blind shot now because he expects Artie or Grille to be somewhere there.
The Diador there, making a shot in his Lorraine. So far not connecting onto Slide, who's just playing in the K4 position behind the bush. He'll be safe for now. For now, at least. Now, the Anatolich is still up there, and we see Artie get into E1, or likes to get into E1, and there's no real way of preventing that here for Navi with a position from near you.
Nescu is now spotting the island here very slowly because he cannot risk to get connected by that Grille or Artie. So he's just peeking through the bush. But more interesting for us will be how will the guys organize the attack? Will they try to boost the mountain on 0 line and get a crossfire, which should be their play? Or they're going to organize some kind of push. I mean, they cannot really push Diador through the water, which would be the normal play, because there is too much of defense of Navi on that side. So it would end up in pretty much flames.
You think Diador can't get to E1? He can get there. Ooh, let's see what Diador is going for. Lining up the shot. I don't think there's anybody there that he can connect with. He shoots. He misses.
As you can see, people do not like to get traced in Pro League, so they move instant without watching did they connect or not. So in this kind of game, I mean, getting connected would not be, I mean, traced would not be only bad thing for a team, it would be an ultra embarrassment.
Lolstar still doesn't reload that tier 9, but the tier 8 gun it is that he's using on it.
I guess 5 shells, 6 shells, potato, you know, he doesn't care much.
But again, 3 minutes and a half in, the only person to take any damage so far is the Anatolich in his bad shot. It's in the beginning of the game, and now, Mojo, what do you think here is going to be the final decisive move coming out from HellRaisers to close this round?
Well, they should press for the 0 line, but the thing is they don't know that Inspirer failed the climb because he was not spotted. As he failed it, he hobbled away really fast, so no one actually saw him do that, and that's a crucial part of that moment because they can actually suspect there is someone there, but they cannot know it.
Indeed, obviously we as observers, we see everything. We are the all-knowing, the all-seeing eye. These teams, unless they have HD graphics and zoom out mod, do not notice. Nuclear just gently blocking Griffon from going for the climb. Nesqui has to be careful here. Obviously, Kriloid in that RT can see that, and he will be aiming there.
He can see the obstacles broken, so he needs to be a bit
careful.
careful.
Our next Nesqui is just going away. He's like, nope, nope, nope.
But it does look like HellRaisers are slowly trying to go to the other side of the map. And now we can see, because probably our good friend Aziz took over.
Let's see. We'll try and live explain what Aziz is talking about. He's talking about Nesqui's spotting position here.
Хорош.
Da. He sees these batches in the 1-2 line from there. Now RT will probably push up into the E1 pocket over there, where he can get a line of fire under the mountain. That's going to be his next line, I think. Exactly, there we go. Where he can connect these guys once that RT gets into position, and then they'll send somebody close.
Wow, that RT is actually playing super risky because he's leaning directly to the rock there, guys. So, but he took a straight approach so he could not get spotted from the island, and since they know there is no one on a hill, he could do that. Now, the question at hand is, what will be spotted and what can he actually connect and shoot there? He should have actually a clear shot on Bacha there.
Indeed, but he needs a spot on the Bacha, but is the issue.
Well, since we know there is no Inspirer there, no one can punish it, but HellRaisers don't know that.
I need to teach Aziz how to draw circles.
I should teach him to draw straight lines. Not like my straight lines are...
Well, still have to wait for Diador to make a connection. He needs a spot, which is realistically all he needs. And you can see Bacha TVP moving down that 0 line. At least getting in the vicinity of it to perhaps pull out Rhino or Anatolich if they can.
Well, there we go. 2 mediums are coming there. And there is also a pressure on the middle. Ooh, this is a push actually.
It's a two-way prone attack here from HellRaisers from two sides. As Anatolic is the first one on the chopping board for the boys from HellRaisers. He's kind of got out Apowow now coming from the other side together with Near You, who is going for Rhino in that IS-7. He has a lot of HP. Apowow is penetrating most of his shell, though Nesquik in return gets absolutely smacked on the island. Rhino here in the IS-7 is in a lot of trouble. Apowow needs one more to finish him off, and he picks him up. So first kill going in favor here of HellRaisers, but the HP still very even between these two, Mojo.
We need to see will there be some kind of counter-attack by Natus Vincere, because they are in a problem if they don't try to return the favor. And there we have one butshot going on a one line on the island, and we have this super duper view here. Wow.
Anatolic goes down, but in return, Griffin gets removed by Kryloid. Great shot from that artillery piece coming out. Levsha only has one more shell available. He might keep that for the RD. Slide now gets spotted out as well, but a nice shot onto that 1-1-3 there. Great stuff. Strike still has 3 shells available, but Apowow, he's coming in with a vengeance. He wants to take him down. Full HP as Nesquik actually team kills Diodor from the back. Now Strike 3 shells available. He lands the first, can probably do 2 more, lands the second. Apowow not going for the peaks just yet. He finishes them off, but takes 3 in return, and still Navi should be okay in this round.
There is a really tight timer there, 2 minutes, but what's going on with Inspire? He's like on 100% HP there, and Kyriloid picks up Near You. This is still very much in Natus' favor.
And at the same time, Slide lands a shot onto Nuclear. It's Losto getting some damage here, and he has the small gun. Remember, it doesn't do as much damage, obviously, so he has to be careful as Inspirer is going to be covering here. He has 3 shots available. It will be enough to deal with Apo, but it's actually Slide that comes out from the side and helps him out with that one. And with now 3 tanks remaining for HellRaisers, this is looking in favor of Navi.
Navi with the Inspirer in the corner, they are in a huge advantage there. They need one guy with a full clip to come out and take him. And there is still 2 more Navi guys, but this is a nice fight here. One-on-one.
One-on-one between Nesquik and Levsha here. Oh, Nesquik misses the first. Levsha only has 1 shot available, so he has to make sure he uses it well. Is that just Levsha misses? It looked like it there for a second, but now still Nesquik trying to make the peaks here. Slide in the meantime, picks up Losto. Nuclear in that 1-1-3, and Nesquik in the bad side. The last 2 standing here, both on a 1-shot. Levsha did miss the shell because he's on reload. My eye caught it.
But let's face it, Levsha, all he needed to do there is to just hold him off a bit.
Indeed.
Like while the rest of the guys are finishing
I just wanted to like point out that my eye is still very good, you know?
Yeah, good. Good for you, mate. Good for you.
But that will be Navi picking up the second round here. All even between these two. Who would have thought?
And going into there, saying hi to each other, high fives all around. So 1-1, nothing really surprising here. The only surprising on this map was actually having those 2 gorillas actually in the first game. The rest was more or less seen before, except Inspired falling down. But we've seen that on our cluster more than once. So many teams actually lost defense of mines because they didn't know how to deal with it later.
Indeed, and Navi making the best out of a bad situation with Inspired there, but Krillor, it's in that RT. Very decisive place. Might not have done a lot of damage, but picked up at least 2 kills.
I'm really interested actually to see how much he did. It might be above 2K.
Yeah, around that perhaps. I think he had Nesquik for 1.6. I'm not sure, but I
I'm
think
not sure
so.
how much he had. That's like the biggest thing of debate for me.
Like he went down to like 120 HP. Just the highlights here.
This is a shooting on Rhino, who was playing an anchor below the hill proxy. But look at the focus fire coming in there by Near You and Applewow. And I don't think Applewow missed a single shell on him.
No, I don't think so. Applewow very decisive in his play. Strike here, just did all 3 shots, which is all he really had to do in this situation.
With 2 crew members dead, yeah.
This is the first.
But look, it's commander and driver dead. But the gunner is alive.
That's all that matters.
That's all he needed at that moment.
And this is where Slide and Nuclear are like, hello to each other. Slide obviously winning that one. Let's see how much Krulor actually managed to do in that round here. He picked up 3 kills. He didn't do more than 2K, Mojo.
Obviously not, because Inspired 7th person there is on 1454 damage. But Slide, well, we commended him and we didn't curse him. He did 3.6k damage there in that grille. decisive tank on this map for sure, and in good hands for Navi there. 3 kills and 3.6k. That's quite nice in this kind of game. Let's see, Kirloid 980 with 3 kills. Like super wow, what a cleanup operation.
Well,
for
I
him.
mean, it's important though because we talk about what makes these teams so good, and part of it is being able to stay alive with all their guns for so long. And Kriloid is like, nope, nope.
This
nope.
is actually a really important tool because when you can pick up those guns when they hide behind some rock and they're out of the reach for anyone else, but M40 can actually splash them.
For example, Sly doesn't have to kill one of them either, which means he can focus on doing 750 shells all over the place.
Exactly, and he is easier to aim some of those than Artie, once in never. So good play here for Navi now. A little discretion there, digression with Inspirer, failing the boost. But overall,
even
they
the best
really
teams
well.
feel it.
Yes, but overall they really dealt with it very well. And let's be honest, HellRaisers actually didn't have a clue there is a Navi player there in the house this entire match. They all the time they thought there is someone up.
They didn't seem to have a real idea on how to break the camp either. I mean,
no, they went full in, and what happens happens. Let's hope for the best. That's how it goes. But still, they won their defense, so it's 1-1, and we will see what happens on the next map.
Indeed. I think it's going to be a long series. I'm telling you, I thought it was going to be a
You
long
already
series.
predicted 7-6, mate.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I like, really think it's going to be a long series between these two because every time they play, except for the first time in the season, it's like always a longer series, especially between these two. Let's take a look at the lineups for the next round, Mojo, here on Ghost Town.
Ghost Town. HellRaisers in attack.
Double T57, 350Bs.
Yeah, they can force any cap with this. And Navi defending. This is rather conservative playing here with MX-30 prototype here.
Well, we're going to have to see as it seems like our third round between these two is ready. Navi versus HellRaisers on Ghost Town.
Ghost Town. The first absolutely symmetrical map, made especially for 7 versus 7 games. The teams start the battle on opposite sides. There are numerous ways to attack here. One of the bases is located in the central square, the other one at the top of the city. The hardest battles are usually fought for the top base, and this calls for the use of heavy tanks. Sometimes the teams choose fast tanks for spotting and base capturing.
Hello.
Well, of course, you will have to wait a bit more, just a bit more.
I'm always trolling them when I'm throwing into the game. It's like, not really, just a joke, we're just rehearsing, you know.
I'll be just checking out, but HellRaisers don't have a really great track record here on Ghost Town. Did you see?
They're pretty bad on it, actually.
Below 50% for a team of their caliber, this is quite low, while Navi is on like 60%.
Well, they have Apowao, the savior of Ghost Town, so, I mean...
So we will see how it goes. Maybe they have just a special knack against Navi there. But even that was something that maybe should not have happened, really.
No, it's LeftShot's fault.
Yeah. But in reality here, we are facing now Navi, who are playing with more conservative setup. We've seen that MX-30 prototype, even Ding played it, and a couple of other teams in European games, but it's risky if you rely only on that tank because they will boost him and he will play that elevated position.
It seems like Navi won't just depend on that, will they?
Yeah, if they would rely only on that, that would be probably an auto loss like it was in many cases so far.
The Wild Bunch, the greatest team at capping Ghost Town base, #1.
Bestest Caperino team in European League, the Wild Bunch. But we will see them in when the time comes in qualifier.
Yep, indeed.
So Navi here, I'm interested to see how will they actually back up the position of that MX-30.
Who's going to be playing the MX-30, you think? Anatolic?
It must be one guy who will have a steady hand and be a good booster.
Inspirer, perhaps.
Well, they used Inspirer several last time to boost on mines and everywhere else. So maybe
boosting, perhaps Inspirer.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, we've seen his handshake at Grand Finals, if you remember. It was like...
dude, like that was a very special moment. Like only 200 people, 200k people watching you live, and whether you hit or not your shot depends everything what happens with your team. Like win or lose the finals. Flip a coin for win.
It was really like
win. But the moment, like, I still remember that. Like, we were all watching, like, what will he do? And he doesn't know that Apple Wow is stuck.
Oh, he kind of knew.
He kind of realized later.
And then somebody made like a video 2 days after that. You can actually get out of the position. I think Apple Wow was like,
Yeah, but even that guy was probably testing God knows how many times to get unstuck from there. And it took him a couple of minutes. So, yeah, there was a
he
possibility.
had a couple of minutes.
There was a possibility to do it, but shoulda, woulda, coulda, you know. He was not in Apple Wow's shoes, and the guy probably just thought, yeah, that's it. Tough luck.
Tough life.
Tough life. I believe in that moment he wanted to fall down through the core of the earth together with his chair and whatever, you know.
I think he didn't look at the internet for like 3 weeks after. Wargaming made his account, so it never gets cliff in random battles.
I don't think he watched like that grand final battle after ever. Why would you do that?
Self-torture, Mojo.
Yeah.
Self-torture.
Masochism at best.
Indeed.
But these guys here, I really hope they will get ready soon. Like, I really want to watch battles and not two of us on the screen.
What? Why not? Why not, Mojo?
I mean, you're interesting enough, but watching myself, I get that every day in a
I
mirror,
have to
mate.
make sure not to do anything towards the camera because anything I do ends up on my TeamSpeak in the channel descriptions. So
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those.
I've made a deal with myself not to do anything.
No funny moves?
Nope.
No funny statements?
No.
Where's the pleasure in that?
I don't know. It's just an animal.
Okay, there goes another one.
Oh, what have I done? It's okay. Nobody's watching.
So we're gonna watch a ghost town here. So by the stats, it's a bit different in a Russian scene. Actually, the ghost town is fastest played on Europe. You would not guess it, but it is the case. We had a round times approximately around 4 minutes. That's, I guess, because of all of those Caperino games.
Yes. I mean,
So-
half the games on Ghost Town were capped.
So we were special in that regard. But the Russians had it a bit longer because they like to circle around like Swift and try to linger and find their opportunities and then enter the rage quit trap like it was never there 3 games in a row before that.
I remember that. I was so mad.
Everyone remembered except Swift, mate.
I was about to bash my head through the monitor.
What works once, twice, 3 times? Why not the 4th time?
Mojo, that's not how teams are supposed to reason. Okay? That is not a good mentality, okay? Whatever Mojo said, this is not true. Doing something 4 times does not work. Do not try it. Mojo, stop teaching the audience bad stuff.
But Swift played really well entire season. Just not that match. At least not that game. So our best guess is that the game will be shortly there. I really hope so. And we will see how will Navi actually deal with the offense from the HellRaisers, because let's face it, HellRaisers, they have 5 Clippers and 2 tanks that are meant only to be sacrificed as a capping tool.
Well, finally our 3rd round is ready. HellRaisers versus Navi. HellRaisers attacking, Navi defending. Currently all even between these two at 1-1 here, Mojo.
So there goes the spot going on down by Inspirer. And it doesn't look like they even want to try to boost anyone. That aiming strat is actually playing a hold down in a city. I've never seen that one before.
It's a bait, Mojo. It's a bait.
It's a big bait because entire Navi team is actually gaining control there on the B line for free. Their strike is getting the back of the HellRaisers. This is not going to end well.
It's not going to end well. A strike already making his way all the way around. Inspirer is now running away as he realized that there is a lot of tanks from HellRaisers probably in the vicinity. First shot being done towards near you, but now cap pressure is on. Down to 30 seconds here. Triple cap is on strike. Look how far he has gotten already though. And Mojo, what is the reaction here going to be from Navi?
Navi needs to actually press them from the back, from the side that actually HellRaisers came from, because anything else would be suicidal. They took so many positions, they will just push forward if Navi leaves anyone stranded there. And that stranded guy will be Inspired. But look at the timer.
7 seconds left here. Inspirer tries to go for the reset, but he gets held down to 14 seconds again. Rhino and Creload will be the ones resetting, so they have the resets, but Inspirer goes down. They lose Nuclear in return, and the HP still very even between these two, as Slide now gets almost dropped as well, but in return, Diador goes very low as well, and now these autoloaders, they're starting to run out of steam, they're starting to run out of ammo, Mojo.
But Rhino has a dead ammo rack, and it doesn't look like he can repair it there. So he will be out of the fight and commission for quite a while now. And there is a counter attack coming from the HellRaisers.
Indeed, HellRaisers now, they're coming off of reload, they're going for round 2. Nesquik, Griffin, near you, all coming around the corner as Anatolich picks up Diador, but Creloid here is in the problem as Nesquik is the one to claim it. Now, 5 versus 5 here. Lefsha is very far away from the fight, so the entire Na'Vi lineup kind of separated from each other.
Yeah, I was just about to say, HellRaisers look better on the battlefield because they're all grouped up, so they can do focused attack here. Now they sent Apple out to deal with Lefsha one-on-one. He can put a reload and then join the forces of the HellRaisers. It really looks well for them at the moment.
Finally, they take down they take down Lefsha, as now it's a 3-on-4 here. Rhino still has that damaged ammo rack, obviously, and it's 4 autoloaders versus the 3 here for Na'Vi. Nice shot there from the Anatolis. Actually tracks the T-57 heavy, but he still had his repair kit available, so he'll be safe for now. And what does Na'Vi do to get out of this, because they were in a bad situation?
The only guy who has any HP is Strike, and he is a medium, so he can only support them from far apart. And Anatolich and Rhino, they're trying to keep each other safe. You would say butt to butt there on those corners. But still, HellRaisers have much more to play with there in those heavies.
Strike does not have reload available just yet, as he decided to grab a reload. Nesquik here, carefully checking. Anatolich only has 2 shots available. Apawao is in that C5 position, and Strike seems to be flanking all the way around here, Mojo. What do you think of this decision?
Well, it's a good one, because actually by trenching up, Na'Vi can only lose initiative and give ground to HellRaisers, who have 1 player more, 4-3. So they need to do something, and they probably are guessing, as we did, that HellRaisers will attack this gap here, because that's the only safe one they can do. And they placed actually 2 heavy tanks on that cap, so that might give some leverage to HellRaisers, to Na'Vi, because now Strike can actually maybe solo 1 heavy guarding the upper side.
Toric and Rhino here are moving together. Near you will be their first opponent here. Near you taking 2 and only trading 1 so far in return. Rhino is not making the peaks anymore. It is the Anatolich, as now Near you seems to be going down to, is it a 2-shot? Can't completely see it from here. Yes, it is a 2-shot, so Near you down to a 2-shot, only getting 1 shot in return here. And Strike, nice shot on Griffon, getting the reset. Good stuff from Strike.
And leaving him on really low HP. Now Griffon is on 73 HP. That's quite bad for him. Applewau has a dead gunner there. So the situation is everything but decided here. HP is quite close. Rhino has a dead ammo rack, and they are 3-on-4. So both teams are pretty much crippled, and the only mobile tank on the map left is Strike.
You can see Strike gets the reset, then starts repositioning again, realizing he has to come from a different angle here. Rhino, Anatolich obviously just going to stick together. Rhino not going to reload at this point with the damaged ammo rack. It would not be worth it.
Oh no, this I'm gonna get. I bleed whenever I see his
Strike
screen.
seems to want to go take the fight with Nesquik perhaps.
Yes, and he is doing the right choice there, because if he gets the defilate on B0, and it looks like he will get it actually for free.
Indeed, Strike there making a crucial play as Nesquik takes another shot there from Rhino, takes 2 shots. He could go down here any second as Anatolich picks up Nesquik now down to a 3-on-3, and Na'Vi, they have turned this game around.
They have to abandon the cap now, as the 57 did, because they know there is a budget up there. He fired 1 shell there while they were killing 50B. So now, actually, HellRaisers are not in that good position anymore.
Ooh, but they lose Rhino down to Applewau. Anatolich is here, is going to kind of surround. It only has 1 shot available. He can kill 1 of these heavies. He won't be able to do more. A Strike seems to be going for Near you here. Anatolich isn't sure exactly where to aim. He aims behind him. Strike goes for Near you. Anatolich picks up Applewau. Strike picks up Near you. No, he doesn't yet. Finally, he does, as now Griffon picks up Anatolich. It's a 1-on-1. Strike only has 1 shot available here. Still 3 minutes, 50 seconds left on the clock. Ooh, 1-on-1 here. Griffon versus Strike.
Oh, but that's a budget, and he is in defense. and he should run away, like far away.
Strike now deciding to reposition. Knows he needs to get some distance in between him and Griffon. He grabs a reload as well, realizing that he's better off with 5 instead of 1 shot.
He can always let that 50...
Oh!
That new spotting system can give you a harsh attack now.
That was so close from Griffon. Oh, Strike. Good predicting play from Griffon, though.
But still didn't help him.
Well, no indeed.
This is gonna be a gamble game now because Strike will know which cap Griffon is on, but he will possibly not have a clue. He will not have a clue where is he actually aiming. And if he appears from the wrong corner, Griffon can take him out. If he manages to see where is Griffon aiming and guess well, then, well, Griffon will lose. Still, I would say Strike has better chances there because he's playing a mobile tank and he can get from different angles and he can just gain ground much better than Griffon.
2 half spot each other out. Strike didn't get dealet just yet. Griffon will position himself to cover from that area.
You can see really 2 masters of game guys here dealing with one another. The only thing that goes at the moment for Bachat is his mobility, but with this new spotting system, actually T57 has a chance to see him on time if he comes around some corner.
Indeed. Now Strike seems to be going for the defilate there in the B0 area. Still 50 seconds left on the cap. Griffon isn't aiming there just yet. Strike very gently moving forwards.
But the time is ticking, and sooner or later, Strike will actually have to go up there if he wants to do anything with the decapping. And still, there will be houses in a way. And it's questionable, can he spot him?
Strike here. Slowly trying to get in position.
23 seconds.
He's going for it.
He has no choice anymore. This is it. There is no more rotations. He must kill him now.
Strike versus Griffon here. Strike, he's moving in. Can he pick it up for his team to get them 2 rounds here? 10 seconds left on the cap. Griffon, he's aiming on the other side. He turns around. Strike actually picks it up, and it will be Navi getting the 2nd round. Good stuff there from Strike.
Brilliant round there, and Navi has a lot to be happy about there because they actually pulled that out from the jaws of defeat. HellRaisers, I would say they had really advantage there at one moment, but they just didn't cash it in. And I believe that dead Amorek on one of their members was really, actually that was on Navi.
It was on Navi, it was a Rhino.
How did they even pull it out?
Nesqui kind of got caught out by the Anatolic and Rhino. He died.
Yeah.
And that made the game even.
I really don't understand, like HellRaisers, how did they allow to get soloed out? They had a gun more all the time there. They just didn't know there was a dead Amorek on Navi. So they were afraid to push.
Good stuff here from Navi. Staying cool and collected.
Like they've been on a few rounds before.
Except for Anatolic, who's starting to sweat.
Well, they always have the Lux here in their backs. So they know.
Did he color his hair? It was more gray last time.
Like, dude, he even has a new haircut.
I think he colored it, actually.
Yeah, he had some grays.
Yes.
And he has some...
Now he doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
Yes,
what
it
are we,
does.
his hairdressers, stylists?
Maybe, if you really want to be.
No. I just know the guy. Like, come on. Like now, next thing you're gonna start describing how did Applewall look in the last event.
He had the same haircut.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Maybe he gained some weight, right?
No, it's the same.
You judged well, right?
I was just looking at the hoodie the girl was wearing. I was like, give me that hoodie.
Yeah, the hoodies are cool.
Why does she get a hoodie and I don't?
I don't know, they like her more. Not fair, right?
No, indeed. The highlights here. It's supposed to push.
This was a push where I actually really expected that HellRaisers will pick up the game, but Navi were clinging to their HP at every possible second. I really expected HellRaisers will pick it up in that moment because they were positioned really well. They had a lot of forces on one spot. This is the moment when they actually won the game. A one careless move by Nesqui driving through that street, not anticipated that actually Bachat is in his flank, and he got double tapped by 50B and budget.
This is it. Strike. Waited so long that Griffin thought it was coming from a different angle here. Good stuff from near you, though.
No, really good damage there, but let's see. Anatolic is right below him for really some RNG difference.
4 kills
and
as well.
4 kills, man. 4 kills.
Him and Strike killed the entire team.
Pretty much, they did most of the damage there. But even, look at this, Rhino actually did almost 3k with that broken Amorex. So
Yeah,
of
very
those 7
impressive.
shells, he actually penned all 7.
Yeah, that's very impressive, and especially because those 3 guys that were left alive got 7 kills between them.
So Levsha Inspired, Kirilloid.
Really getting carried by the rest of their team there. Nuclear also didn't expect them all to be...
I don't know, Kirilloid did his job, mate. Like, he got stomped in one moment, but
Yeah,
he fired 3 shells and he
But
did
Inspire and Lefsha, not really.
No. But they're not in carry tanks.
No,
there.
Inspire was sent to reset the base.
Yes,
He
he
came
was
around the
sacrificed.
corner, and I was like,
He was
bye.
sacrificed.
Well, 2-1 now in favor of Navi, Mojo. Tiebreaker still possible.
Tiebreaker is always possible until the end, but we are not going to go there. I'm more interested now how will HellRaisers respond to this. I will hope they will not get tilted. They're still younger guys here, but after so many games, they should be already
Mojo,
up to it.
I think you're going to be seeing something nice in the lineups. Let's take a look at them so everybody can see. Explain me this one as HellRaisers is going not with one, not 2, not 3, but 5 E100s.
Well, I saw in one movie one line when they were joking about and like, what do French hate the most in the war? Well, the German tactics, definitely. It took them only 2 weeks to take entire France. So
Wow.
there we go. If you want to deal with French Clippers, their E100s are probably the best choice.
Well, let's find out how HellRaisers decides to approach this round with 5 E100s here. Currently 2-1 for Navi. And Mojo, what are they going to do with those E100s?
Well, they're going to play together and probably put them in one cap and then push strongly.
Mojo, they're on the defense.
Why would they defend with such a lineup? They're going to still push.
I don't know, that's why I'm asking you.
They're going to still push.
Probably, they're already moving forwards. The group of Theodore, Griffin, and Applewau now pushing across. I think Lolstor and Nuclear will push through the middle here, and they're kind of getting into the faces of Navi, or want to get into the faces of Navi.
I mean, those 2 tier 9 budgets are just there to keep their flanks. But those E100s, they're simply meant to push. I don't know, in defensive play, I don't like them that much.
Already taking some damage here from the tier 9 Wheezies, but some non-penetration coming out here. Lolstor, can he connect a shot though?
Nescu is getting wrecked a bit there. A
Nescu,
bit more.
that tier 9 bad shot. Strike is in a lot of trouble though, as Near You also comes there. He will be able to pick it up, so they trade 1 tier 9 for a tier 10. Still in favor of HellRaisers.
I'm not even sure about that, but yes, since this is the only mobile tank that Navi actually has, and they're losing them, that's a problem. I mean, if they had another one, that would be okay for them.
The E100s here just getting dragged out into the open and taking more and more damage. The HP lead that HellRaisers had in the beginning of this round has now completely vanished. There's snow under the sun as they're trying to find the connections, but they just can't seem to find Navi's tanks.
So HellRaisers effectively just blocked away the 2 cap from Navi there, but they are also boxed in. So in order for E100s to work, they actually need to force the brawl. They need to force a game where you will fight them head on and take damage from them, like a lot of damage from point blank. If you are relying on some sniping damage, but Kirilloid is burning there.
Reload on fire now goes down to 206 HP. Ooh, a miss coming out there as well. The tier 9 Wheezy. This might be what HellRaisers needed, as now Rhino drops very low as well in this 50B. It seems like they found the overmatch. Diodor is now going for left shot. Takes the first, takes the second, gets removed. Finally, HellRaisers lineup coming to full effect here as Anatolic. He tries to do what he can, but he's going to be on reload soon. And HellRaisers, Mojo, they're making it work.
That commander zone, those E100s, but who cares? It's an E100. Still, they can lose it easily, because if they end up in the same number of tanks against Navi, and Navi has more mobile tanks, they will take them out sooner or later.
Indeed, Slide here takes a parting shot as he tries to run away. Inspire really in the 1-1-3, the only one here with any HP. And don't forget, HellRaisers is defending, Mojo.
It's good for them by HP, but still by mobility they're losing by far. it all depends really on Niryu to stay alive. Niryu must stay alive so he can keep the flanks of HellRaisers secure.
Nuclear taking some more damage here as Anatolich took a shot as well. Lostro taking some more from the side. They're getting beaten from all sides as Rhino from the very far back picks up Theodore. Ooh, and Spyro doesn't connect that shot. The E100 is coming around the corner now. He'll take a big one in return. That's the first shot. 777 taken away from him. He has an E100 above him as well. He has to play it perfectly at this point in time. He might try and pick up the kill here. Can he do it? No!
Oh.
The bounce coming out.
But that was really random shot, mate. Yeah, you could see it would bounce.
Slide picks up Niryu in return though. Lostro now goes down to a one-shot. Anatolich actually picks them up, and HellRaisers, they just don't know where to point their guns at.
And that's the problem with too many E100s. We've seen that tactics played before on EU cluster, not on Ghost Town, but on some other maps. It's simply a problem. If you cannot force a direct fight, you always lose, because a calm team will find a way to go around the buildings, find angles, because even your turret is turning slower, and they will just hunt you down like this.
Griffin now the last one standing as he gets picked up by Inspirer in that 1-1-3, and Navi taking a lead here on Ghost Town. We talked about how this was not a good map for HellRaisers, and it's proven to be so.
And this is a problem now, because Navi actually picked up the both rounds here.
Will be an issue because they have to win one of the maps now.
Yes, so now HellRaisers have to respond by taking any of the future maps 2-0 to just come back in the game. That's a big leverage in Navi's favor, because they know how to play their cards now. They know how to keep it cool.
Indeed, Navi very hardly give out a lead like this, but it is possible here for HellRaisers. Seemed at one point they were getting a little bit of a comeback into that round, but Navi, very solid play towards the end there.
I believe HellRaisers are probably now going through all the emotions they had when they were losing some games against Navi. Navi are really old dogs. He really did dye his hair, mate.
Did he?
Yeah, for sure.
I knew it. You see, I spot those kind of things.
So Navi are really
Look how sweaty Anatolich is.
the most
It must be like 30
here.
degrees in Kazan right now.
I wish it was here like that.
That was a joke. It's like, I don't know, 10 max?
I still wish it was here like that.
Feels bad, man. We should move the studio to the Maldives.
Bahamas.
Okay, whatever you want.
You go with Bahamas?
Mm-hmm. This
Okay,
is
we're
Strike
down
here
Bahamas.
versus Niryu and Nesqui. Managed to pick up one, which is already kind of a mistake from HellRaisers.
HellRaisers here are overcommitting, but they don't really have a choice. The only
They
choice,
have to.
the only choice they would have is to sit there on that 2 cap and wait for some response from Navi. Then Navi would just rotate tanks on another cap, try to kill Niryu, who is the only tank they have mobile. With 100 HP, they will take him out sooner or later. And then what? Then you still have to come out with those 100s.
Rhino played this round extremely well. Like, really extremely well. He was on 82 HP for a long time. Still made a difference, like a huge difference.
Well, it's a difference of a gun in a game, always. And something you really need to put through the thick skulls of some players, that no matter how low your HP is, gun in a game matters above everything.
Take a look at the stats here. Slide, Anatolich, good stuff. Really good.
And then Niryu, who was active their entire game with a tier 9 budget. That's really a high damage for a map like Ghost Town playing against heavies in tier 9 budget. But he also had a lot of damage on strike there in the start. And Lostro is probably the only 100 that did something.
Apple, wow.
Apple, wow, pow, pow, pow. Well,
Didn't
not
pow,
so pow, pow
in
here.
this round.
Nope.
That was not good for that E100. 0 damage.
Well, him and Griffin both didn't do this much in this game. Nesqui also did all this damage on strike, so shared damage between him and Niryu. And more or less by damage, it's pretty similar, but most of the teams. It's just a difference because Slide did so much damage, more damage.
Obviously, I mean, the lineup from Navi is always going to do more damage if they win the round, because HellRaisers brings 5 E100s.
Yeah, they had initially probably 1.5k or even
2K.
more, so that had to be taken away somehow.
Mojo, let's take a look at the lineups, because I'm seeing something interesting here. Double mouse from HellRaisers.
Wow, ay caramba. Well, we were wondering that will HellRaisers have something to save, especially for the Navi match on Ruinberg after that CDC stunt, and obviously they do in double mouse play. I'm really interested how to see them play it. I've actually seen it play once or twice before, and usually goes with the mouses just riding that middle road.
What are they going to do with those mouses? Well, Mojo, we're going to have to find out what they're going to do with those mouses as we jump into our third map here, which is going to be Ruinberg.
Ruinberg, a mixed type map. The defending team starts the battle on the green, and the attacking team starts at the centre square of the town. Bases are located quite far from each other. Both bases are better controlled from the village when playing a heavy setup. It's better to attack the first base through the top direction with the help of several well-armoured heavy tanks. For the attack on the second base, it's better to use a more mobile setup and either play through the centre or split forces. In general, the map is not easy to play on. Teams often use blind shots and risky shifting of the forces from one flank to another.
Here we go. HellRaisers versus Navi. Currently 3-1 for Navi. Ruinberg. HellRaisers attacking, Navi defending, and a double mouse, Mojo.
HellRaisers are going aggressive on the lower side of the battlefield. Like it looks like Navi is actually guessing it. Well, they are going at their top speed, Aki.
I like how Mojo, because they're going aggressive, Mojo. They haven't even left the base.
Yeah, they did. See, they're half a
How
square
aggressive.
below.
Look at the aggressive play here from Navi. They're already in the field, and Anatolic dodges about 15 shells there as they try and land. Theodore now gets set on fire already,
Oh, the
and he's
pain.
going to get removed. Navi, they're not waiting for these mouses. They're just going to go find them themselves, as now Lefsha is trading with Apuao and Griffon, but Apuao is taking the worst in this exchange, as now Navi, look at this, they are not giving a single inch to the lineup from HellRaisers, and I think they might even double track this Bacha. No, not so far. Oh, he's going to go down here any second, as he does by hands of Nesquik. They're going to lose left shot as well. Anatolic soon to follow, and this aggressive play from Navi, it's kind of backfiring, Mojo.
But that play was just misplay by Kirilloid. Like both of them there in those butchats are guilty of their destiny on their own, because they were in bad position, allowing themselves to get tracked like this. And these mouses, they probably didn't fire a shell till now, and the game is already won.
The mouses are now getting into the battle as Lodestro and Nuclear driving forward at the speed of light here in those mouses. Slide doesn't get a shot from Nuclear. Now these mouses can pretty much drive in, and they will win the game.
Oh, it's like an elephant parade here. But what will the Navi do now here? They have only Inspirer and Strike with some HP. Strike again has to do the rotations and hope for the best. The only chance Navi would have is for Strike somehow to take out the mediums, and then they would slowly need to deal with mouses. But the guys like Applebow, Nesquik, Griffon, if they can take them out somehow, that would win them the game. But they're taking care of themselves. And Reno is actually the one to fall.
Reno goes down. Strike now gets pushed on from the bushes. Shot from the bushes. He did not expect it. Both those tier 9 Batcha were still waiting there. Nesquik and Applebow. I mean, with a dead driver and engine, there's not many places he could go. So he just decided to stay in the bushes.
Well, Nuclear is here on one shot with his mouse, but honestly, who cares? As soon as the Clippers die, like Strike, the game is pretty much over. What will Inspirer do there alone?
Inspirer here connects the shell onto Lodestro in that mouse, but it doesn't matter at this point, as the tier 9 Batchat is also moving forward. Doesn't even manage to kill that one, as now he's getting pushed on by both Nesquik and Lodestro. That in 1-1-3 will go down rather quickly as Inspirer. He might get Nesquik for his trouble. Nope, not even that, as Lodestro is pushing him against the wall here. Now him and Sly, the last two standing here for the lineup from Navi, and it looked good for them in the beginning, Mojo, but it all fell to pieces once both those tier 9 Batchas made a mistake.
I would say the blame is not on tactics here. I think Navi actually did the correct choice. The blame
I think they
is,
had it.
I think completely the blame is on Levsha and Kirilloid, because they got themselves stuck in bad position in a crossfire.
They were there for no reason.
Yes, and Kirilloid came actually to help Levsha, which I would say is usually a rookie mistake, because
Never
once
help
someone,
Lefsha.
yeah, when someone like gets in such a bad decision, it's cheaper to just let him die than die yourself also trying to help him.
Can't believe this double mouse actually worked out as it did, Mojo. They didn't even have to really use them. except for battering ram towards the later stages of that
This is
round.
like when you have an RT in a game, you know, and it's more of a mental pressure than a real pressure. And sometimes teams just do a fatal mistake because of that. But still, Navi reaction was good. They were on point. It was just player mistakes, actually, and those happen even to the best.
Well, Anatolic here. Lucky we made the desk out of reinforced titanium, as on the second or the first grand finals, he actually jumped a hole inside of one of the tables. So after that, we got them reinforced with titanium.
So he's first drummer?
Yeah, but he's the original drummer.
Wow.
Do you remember that picture of when Anatolic lost with Red Rush Unity?
Yeah.
And there's like a hole in the desk?
Sensei drummer.
That was him. I learned everything from Anatolic. Right now, his boiling point is like 150 degrees, and he's at 80, 90 with Levsha. Why do you think Levsha is sitting right next to him?
Well, no matter what people think about Navi, they are actually quite emotional guys. They do take their wins and defeats with heart. I've seen it happen. I mean, the cameras
What is
usually go
Levsha
off
doing?
then.
He got
I
hit
really
by both.
don't
He got
know.
hit by both mouses crossing there, Mojo. Both of them.
But seriously, why is he even going there?
What is
and then they
Kiriloid
pick with their
doing?
front ends. Look at this.
Kiriloid's like, bro, I got you. Okay, never mind.
This is really bad because they lose two in price for one.
That is what changed the game.
And Anatolic got really wrecked in that moment also.
Indeed.
But did he try to save them?
Probably. Levsha.
Well, that leaves us with the result of 3-2, and HellRaisers are back in a game.
3-2-2?
3-2, and they will be defending now.
Could be all even here already. So we look at the stats.
Okay. Strong carry, lost
Niall, if you are watching,
4.1k.
Niall, if you are watching, this is how you play a mouse, mate. 4.2k damage. This is how you play the mouse, Niall.
Wow. Shots fired here, but Lorsto here 4.2k after he reached the battle. After quite a while, he actually managed to do all this. This is like complete 2 tier 10s dead by one mouse.
No words, Mojo.
So much damage, so much damage.
Levsha, Kiriloid.
Yeah. You can literally see Diodor got set on fire and tracked in the middle of those tanks, so he died, but Kiriloid and Levsha really had no reason whatsoever to lose so much HP.
Yeah, and then Strike had to obviously try and make a play, but yep, that play.
It was really anticipated and welcomed by
Apoel
players.
and Nesque.
Yeah, they're just sitting
I mean,
behind bushes
Apoel
and
had a
waiting.
dead driver and an engine. It's not like he's gonna go anywhere.
So he can as well play a turret in defense, tower
Indeed.
defense.
I don't know what to say about that last round, Mojo. I think Navi should have always picked it up. Individual mistakes costing them big time. Let's take a look at the lineups for the next round already, and we'll see the return of our dear French friend, MX Chasseur de Char.
Wow, CDC coming in play by Navi this time, but we need to see which cap will they try to play. So far, everyone played the same thing with CDC, and it is the more logical
against
choice.
NSS. Against NSS, they pushed the CDC towards the 0 line.
To the 0 line?
Yep. But we're going to find out what they decide to do with it on the 6th round between Navi and the HellRaisers. Currently 3-2. HellRaisers with the opportunity to make it all even here. Yep, they pushed him towards the 0 line, Mojo, last time. As a shield.
Wow. Do they give him some ammo?
Hopefully not. Ooh, just a track coming out here on the Anatolic. 4 batches getting spotted. Very aggressive approach here from Navi, Mojo.
A lot of clippers there, so they're trying to gain ground in that upper village, and they are succeeding by far now, because actually HellRaisers were not secure. What will they do? So they left a couple of tanks in the back, so they don't have entire forces there.
Near you getting absolutely wrecked by these batshots from Navi, and he goes down towards Strike. In return, he's getting wrecked by Griffin though, but at least they have the 0 line control here. Navi, they couldn't have wanted a better start if they wrote it themselves.
And it's still, Strike is still alive. That's a really important fact. Yes, he's on 100 HP, but he's still alive and he can make at least 1 or 2 more shells. So HellRaisers are trying to do a counter-attack immediately before Navi gets reloads because they have so many clippers, but so far it doesn't really look well for them.
Leshra picks up Nesquik as well in that tier 8 launch door. At the same time, he's getting tracked, he's getting held, he's getting shot from all sides. Even Krilloid from the back in that CDC is doing the damage. He should go down here any second as he's now down to 237. At the same time, Nuclear is playing against Slight here. He manages to kill him. Apoao kills Krilloid in that CDC, and it's not over yet here for HellRaisers.
It's not even over by far, because once those Clippers went in reload, HellRaisers managed to make a full impact there and start winning the ground back. Yes, they lost a lot of HP, but the HP of Navi is melting away, and it's 2.7k difference at this moment.
Indeed, there's only 3 players left here for Navi against the 5 from HellRaisers. A nice shot there from Lostro onto that bachelor of Rhino. Now Griffin peeks from the other corner. He will be able to pick him up. No, it's actually Lostro from the side that manages to do it. Now only 2 bat shots left standing for Navi as Inspirer does kill Lostro. And Left might get some shots here on the 1-1-3. Inspirer actually kills Griffon. Mocho, what is going on?
Well, it's all or nothing here, but still, I think HellRaisers have an overwhelming win here because Inspirer is not going to be able to carry this one, especially since I think he's going in reload now.
And Diador does the job. 3-3 between these two. Mojo, it's starting to smell like tiebreaker.
A tiebreaker in the morning. Well, not the morning anymore, but Pabieda for HellRaisers here. And we have, after the ghost town that was taken by Navi, we have now 2-0 for HellRaisers immediately. And Navi does not look happy about this, not by a slightest. Like, look at these faces and you can read stories from them.
Indeed. What story does Strike's face say, Mojo?
Why am I here? What happened to us? Well, you can see the HellRaisers who played against Brainstorm first match. You could barely feel the pulse, but now they're quite happy and pumped up and coming back from 1-3.
Why
Decisively
between
like this?
these two does it always and always go to a close series? Every single time almost.
They know each other too well. I think that's the only
I think
reason.
they might even sleep together in hotels.
I don't think that has to do anything with the games.
Well, they know each other very well.
I meant in game. I mean, what you do with your guys.
I mean, just like, you know, in separate beds, Mojo.
Okay.
Wow, Mojo.
Okay.
30 minor. Let's take a look at the stats instead. Wow, I can't believe you would think like that, Mojo. Let's take a look at the statistics. Griffon.
Almost
For
4k
sure.
here for Griffon, and Nuclear following him shortly by 3.3k. So it was a really brilliant start for Navi there. I mean, those budgets really made a great impact, but it was simply not enough because aggression of HellRaisers was on point, and their attack was really great, counter-attack.
Yeah, great stuff here from HellRaisers. Rubenberg, out of all maps, they went 2-0, Mojo.
CDC did 2 shots of damage there.
I was kind of hoping he would kill Losto at least. I was like, come on, kill Lloyd. And then he didn't penetrate.
It would be fun if he actually killed him, but Nesquik died in the 3090 rather quickly.
Indeed. But Mojo, we're going to be taking a little break here as both these teams obviously are taking a break as well. When we come back, we'll resume with the 7th round between these two. So don't go anywhere.
knows he needs to get out.
So welcome back here. Still between Navi, HellRaisers, 3-3 for the people that just tuning in, Mojo.
It was 3-1 after Ghost Town, but HellRaisers on Ruinberg, of all the maps, managed to come back in the game immediately, and
It's a double mouse on attack.
double mouse works. It's
Now
proven.
I'm gonna have to listen for years and years to come of Niall saying how the mouse is a very good tank, yeah.
And it's a viable tactic playing mouses and everything that goes with it. Well, I'm looking forward in Season 2 to watch him try to do it.
They might lose even more.
Maybe it will work. Who knows? Maybe triple mouse
Mojo,
is
do
the
not
solution.
give them IDs, please.
Triple mouse? Some E100s for
Do you want to
mobility?
cast? Okay, let me ask you a serious question. You want to cast at like 12 o'clock at night?
If I see triple mouses, yes. Why not?
We are looking for a new WGL caster as Mojo is about to get his.
Wow, you're so like almost lazy, mate. You don't want to cast that long. Come on.
Oh, wow. Coming from the guy that's always like, I hope they win 5-0.
Never said it before.
I hope it's like going to be 5-0 Mojo 2016. Every single broadcast.
Never said it.
Every single broadcast.
Can't prove it.
I will start recording it.
No, you weren't.
I will start recording it. Mojo, hearing device, turn it on. I will.
Eh?
Please.
I can't hear you.
Okay, Mojo, let's move swiftly on to the lineups for the 7th round between Navi and HellRaisers here on Cliff. Both these teams going with a healthy amount of bad shots, and Navi, we've already
Что?
seen this lineup from them. Object 430 version 2, they played it against NSS.
Yes. Что?
Что?
Почему?
This is not the Russian stream.
Okay. So object 430 there. I don't know. I really don't like the tank, honestly. I mean, I can understand its use, but I never liked playing it, and I really don't like it in this league.
Well, we'll find out who wins the next map between HellRaisers and Navi. It's going to be Cliff.
Cliff, the most dynamic map in the league. Battles on Cliff always turn into desperate double-edged fights. Teams start from the same spots as they do in standard battles. The first base is located near the defender's spawn point, and the second is at the bottom of the hill. Sometimes teams split their forces and send several tanks through the 1-2 line to the left of the small hill, but usually both teams play at the center. The attacking team can send one of the tanks up to the lighthouse or behind it. Fast and quick-firing vehicles are better suited for this map, mainly medium tanks, including tanks equipped with autoloaders.
HellRaisers here versus Navi. Currently, again, all even between these two, 3-3. HellRaisers on the defense, Navi on the attack, Mojo. And similar start here from what they played against NSS.
Yeah, but it looks like HellRaisers was specifically preparing some tactics against Navi. Some of them worked, some like on Ghost Town, not so well. So we will see what will happen now, because this is more or less standard lineup by HellRaisers. Navi, on the other hand, taking a rather slow approach there. They're just spotting an Inspirer, and there is a lot of guys from the base aiming on a top boost.
The Inspirer here, designated climber for Navi. And look at the aggression coming out from HellRaisers. They're not about to stop just yet. Inspirer misses the first, has the second shot available here, but he will be getting under pressure. And there we go, the first two shells connecting towards him. And even more as Nearyu deletes him from the map. Goodbye, Inspirer. It looked like HellRaisers, they actually watched the NSS game.
It does look like they were paying attention, and there is a full aggression now coming in from Navi, but they're already spotted by Nuclear on the 2 line. And it doesn't look well, because now they will be on a lower plane there. They have to climb up.
As we say that, to Slide is landing the shots from the back. Applewwow is going to go down here. They already lost. Theodore Strike doesn't pick it up. He goes down actually in return for that trade. Applewwow is still alive here. Left now the next to follow. Rhino in a lot of trouble here, as all his comrades seem to have been dead before he noticed. He's now getting pushed on by Griffin and the TVP, and Navi there falling completely to pieces, Mojo.
The higher vantage point always works. When you get a higher ground with tanks in real life or here in a game, you are always in advantage, and Navi simply had no chance. As long as the HellRaisers were controlling that climb with enough number of guns aiming, it didn't matter if it looked flashy in one moment, still Navi was already losing.
Anatolic now going down as well as Slide is the loss to pick up the pieces here. Not much you can do as HellRaisers a very dominant victory. Nuclear picks it up and they take the lead in these series 4-3. And Mojo, it was close at one point because Slide was clipping from behind. But
Yes.
Strike committing all his HP there for one kill.
It didn't work out that well, and still, as we said, HellRaisers had all the guns up, and they just needed to stop them and to start doing gradual damage, because Navi, if they don't climb up, they already lost the game. You're always in a worse position when you're down on cliff. So now, actually, we are facing a reality here. I mean, this is a reality check for Navi because they lost 3 games in a row.
And they played the same tactic they played against NSS. And how did they think they were going to get away with this? You saw HellRaisers, they watched that game, they studied the game, they made a counter for it. Pushing across the middle like that, you just don't do it.
Is it possible that a younger team like HellRaisers finally matured enough to beat Navi, and in the same time,
The old dogs getting beaten at their own game.
at the same time, they're faster at reactions and more even inventive at the moment, because I haven't seen Navi do anything really specific so far.
No,
Nothing
just
that's out of the
similar
ordinary.
to what they've played before every single time.
While HellRaisers are just shooting tactics, new ones left and right, and just making changes on the move as they go. So far, yes, the result is really close.
This is like Inspirer.
Yeah,
Takes
this
2
he's
shots
gone.
and he takes 3 more here.
Yeah, he's gone, deleted, shreked.
I mean, here, Slide, he starts clipping from behind right here onto Theodore. There we go. Then onto Apoao. But at the same time, Griffon is moving over in his battle, and here Strike commits so much for so little.
I don't understand. Why did he try to commit to finish off Apple WoW on so little HP? He practically lost entire Bacha there. I mean, until that moment, they had a theoretical chance, but still, there were so many guys from HellRaisers coming in to the play, and they had so much HP. And even this T-54 light from the back, he would be super annoying because everyone would go in reload, and what then? Like, he would just pump
Look
out
at
the
that.
damage all the time.
Look at that. First 5 players here
All from
from
HellRaisers.
HellRaisers.
Not a really good game for Navi here. I don't think they're very happy at the moment because losing 3 in a row is not very well. HellRaisers, actually, if they take the cliff now, have a really, I would say, an historical chance here to make it through and to make Navi really tilted.
Strike there. That was really a big overcommitment for that 1 kill. I mean, like, seriously, that wasn't at that point. Perhaps there was a potential there, but with Strike going up and pretty much sacrificing his whole tank for nothing. I didn't say
I know, for nothing is okay
For
in this
nothing.
concept.
For
It's
nothing.
okay, it's okay.
that wasn't word.
No. And I think we are shortly going in the next game.
Yep, and we're already going into the next game here. These teams very quick, so let's jump into it. Second round on Cliff, currently 4-3 in favor of HellRaisers, who are attacking now.
They are eager to fight here, and we have 2
E50Ms?
E50Ms. Wow, Honor was giving some kind of
They're copying
tactical...
legends. They're copying legends here.
Wow.
What's your full middle push?
Full middle push, it looks like this. E50Ms for a lot of bouncing there. Like, we really need to say this.
Indeed, and Nuclear seems to be the first to want to go over. He does 1 shot against the Anatolis, 723. Nesqui tries to make some as well, but the crossfire from Navi now coming into effect. Diodor takes a lot, Nesqui takes a lot. Nesqui actually goes down, Diodor soon to follow. He has to drop off, and the E50Ms, they haven't reached the game just yet. There they go, they're now trying to make their play. It's still a potential here from HellRaisers, but look at the damage. The first E50M gets taken, he gets removed. It is Apoao going down, and there was a plan for HellRaisers, but it's all fallen to pieces.
Well, it doesn't look really well for the HellRaisers here. It's even understatement when we say that they have so many of these one-way tactic, like with those 5 V100s. Some of them work, some of them don't, but they're still trying. At least you can give them that. Navi, on the other hand, really greeted them here with a warm welcome.
Kriloy didn't decide to fire, as now Levsha gets pushed on by Loshto, but Inspirer cleans up near you instead. Loshto is now on reload. As Rhino comes off of it, he has to back around the corner, takes 1 shot in return, but still, this game fully in control for Navi.
Navi can simply not lose this. I mean, this would be a throw not of a century, but of millennium if it happened. And there is so little HP left here for HellRaisers. It will be again 4-4. And
All
cursed it be you,
even.
Ducky. It will
All
be a
even.
tiebreaker, maybe.
Oh, if I goes to tiebreaker, I'm just going to say I called it in the beginning. Before the game even started. In the future, we're just going to go to tiebreaker between these rounds as Diador goes down as the last of the HellRaisers team. And that make it 4-4, Mojo.
Wow. Like, these guys are kind of slow to react.
Indeed, kind of slow.
So we need to see what will now happen on the next map, because these guys are playing really toe-to-toe, one-to-one each other. And these guys are not giving up easy.
Indeed, they aren't giving up easy. Both these teams, 4-4, Mojo. Come on, can it get any closer between these two?
I don't know, but I would like to see that audience again.
Mojo, no, no, no. A lot of people in the venue, it seems like, you know?
Yeah, there is quite a lot of people here, but it doesn't mean anything to these players because they are not really focusing on that. Like the audience, the music, whatever, whatnot. Nah, they've been on too many events to be distracted by such things. They will just focus on TeamSpeak, their screens, and their teammates around. They will not even watch the screens of their teammates because that would distract them also.
As you said, Appa is like looking at near your screen. Obviously, they're in between rounds.
In between rounds, it works.
Appa is like, near you, what are you looking at? This is the highlight
Stop
here.
tabbing near you. Stop
Nuclear
tabbing.
makes a big shot here, and Nesquik is like, no, 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 no.
Near you, did you tab while you were driving forward at 50M?
I don't know, but these E50Ms, they wanted to go and ram somebody. Navi really just didn't give them the potential here. This is Apple just getting wrecked, like completely wrecked.
Well, some would say like Honor stole their play.
Krilo doesn't shoot here. Why? I don't know why. Gun depression?
I really don't understand, but the game was already lost at that moment. Even if he fired, it wouldn't really matter.
Well, he would kill himself as well, which would be cool to see.
Yeah, for sure.
So just great stuff. I mean, really.
I like how they keep this last shell always.
Yeah, for the damage.
Never reload until the last shell. What is he? That button doesn't exist. Strike here on first spot with 2.6k damage. That's not too much. Inspire really a little bit below him. And, well, Niryu actually did some damage to the 50M. But look at this. Nesquik got... Wow. He didn't even fire a shell.
Well, Apple fired one.
What happened to you, Nesquik? Like, how did they delete you so easily that you didn't even manage to, I don't know, press the mouse one while he was dying, like just, you know, so he doesn't go without any resistance. Like, what happened there?
They wanted to make a play, but they didn't think Navi was going to split up like they did. The 50Ms wanted to ram somebody, I guess.
Yeah, but Navi played just a standard defense.
Yeah, but
that was nothing special
they
there.
never got to ram anybody. They just go wrecked across the open.
So we will throw around just so we could try to ram someone. That was the name of the game.
They were doing their mission.
They should have played with mouses. That would work for sure. It's obviously, Navi
Mojo,
has...
let's make a deal. Every time you say the word mouse, you pay 1 zloty.
how about no?
How about yes?
How about no?
How about yes?
How about no?
How about yes? But let's take a look at the lineups for the next round here. No mouses, Mojo.
But there is Murovanka, and we see some E5s here, which is a fair equivalent unless you're Utopia. So Navi playing in attack with 3 heavy tanks here, 2 E5s and 57. So not that big rotational force here, only 3 Bachats. And we have HellRaisers with only 1 E5 and plenty more Bachats there to move around.
Indeed, Mojo, but it almost seems like both these teams are ready to go at it again. So let's take a look at our next map between these two. It is going to be Murovanka.
Murovanka, a map with a great number of buildings, bushes and trees, amongst which teams hide for most of the battle. The attacking team begins the battle from the top of the village, and the defenders start from the bottom of the map. Both bases are better controlled from the hill near the first base, and from the green in the lower left corner of the map. There are many attack directions. The attacking team often attempts to gain the attention of defenders by putting pressure on the first base, whilst manoeuvring several tanks behind the second base to deliver fire into the defending's flank. Team setups are very diverse, diverse, but the players often choose the fastest tanks, even for heavy setups. They could even bring SPGs.
So HellRaisers versus Natus Vincere. 4-4 Mojo. HellRaisers defending, Navi on the offense here.
You know, it's Latin, mate. It said Natus Vincere.
Yeah, but we're saying Vincere.
It means nothing.
I'll make it mean something, as Nesquik already gets spotted out here by the boys from Navi. See some info, but HellRaisers going very aggressive here.
Yeah, they're really sticking in a big pack and trying to make a counter-attack. We all remember like how they played against Brainstorm first round, and that counter-attack didn't end well. Well, on this map, theoretically, HellRaisers should be a bit better than Navi. They have about 70% both attack and defense, while Navi is on their 60s. But still, those are potatoes, really small details. At this moment, it doesn't really matter. Again, Navi using a tier 9 object for 30 there.
Yeah, Natus really seems to like that one.
Yeah. Well, it has really hard turret.
And it can hide behind an E5.
And it can angle well. So it's good for capping.
Whoa, HellRaisers. 4 bad shots waiting on the corner here. Speaking about adaptability, Mojo.
Well, they are waiting to do some pounding if someone tries to cross along that one line. But will it monetize? We will see in the future. Nesquik, he's the only guy who is covering their back at the moment.
Natus seems to be slowly creeping up to that corner here. We see a lot of pinging coming out from Theodore from HellRaisers.
Well, it's obviously who is leading the team there.
I thought it was Nesquik.
Well, both of them are pinging, so I guess they share the burden. And it's the way it should be. Like, you should never have only one guy giving all the shots.
Unless it's me. Slide here, peeks up and spots that bad shot. Great stuff there. Spots out near you. Griffin and Lostro not spotted so far. Strike and Rhino are making their way towards the cap. And this is the rotation coming out from HellRaisers. You can see they're already backing off and looking to approach from a different angle here.
2 E5s there. Interesting play would be with all these budgets if you can just out-rotate and start chasing the budgets of Navi.
They will triple cap.
Who, Navi?
Yeah, they will triple cap if you do that.
Yeah, but still, you can decap. Like, if you manage to catch off the budgets, E5s can't really finish the cap ever.
A very long rotation. The Nuclear already taking some shots here in his E5. He gets tracked. He had to turn around. He tried to run away, but now there's no running for him as Natus has spotted him. He's now down to 1000 HP and a big advantage here for Navi as he's also blown that repair kit. Doesn't connect the shell on the Natus. Doesn't take one in return. Nuclear, he tried to run away because his team is obviously trying to make an approach from the 4 to 8 line. So he tried to reposition, but he got cut out for that one.
This is the only thing you can use well that tier 9 medium for. He can angle against the buildings, and he's really good at that. So you don't have to sacrifice some tier 10 like IS4 to do it. But here it goes, a triple cap here for Navi and rotation in coming from the HellRaisers. I mean, if HellRaisers manage to catch 1 or 2 budgets from the Navi away, this will pay off and they will win the game. But the clock is merciless and it's ticking.
14 seconds here. Near you will be the first boy in position to make the reset here. 8 seconds, and the damage already coming out on Griffin, but Inspire gets removed. Griffin in return also goes down. 3 seconds left on the cap, 1 second left on the cap. Finally, the reset comes out, but in return, they lose Near You as well. And HellRaisers, again, another round falling to pieces here as the cap. It is still going. 5 seconds left, 4 seconds left. There needs to be another reset, and it doesn't look like HellRaisers will get there in time. As Navi just captured the base. 5-4.
Wow, Navi better than the Wild Bunch here on the cap for sure. I mean, this focused fire while playing a defensive in the same time is really well. Navi knows how to sacrifice tanks when needed and how to cover everything on the map.
Indeed, great stuff from Navi here. I mean, great stuff. Near You had to reset, committed his full tank for that. Yes, they lost Inspire. In return, though, they killed Griffin, and then killing Near You, it was all over for HellRaisers at that point. Nobody was close enough to even get, even within 5 seconds of resetting.
Well, HellRaisers tried to do what I said in that moment, but it evidently didn't work out. Your call for a triple cap was correct, and they did not manage to do anything about it. Especially the biggest problem was because that E5 got caught in the middle of the nowhere there. I really don't understand what was he doing there.
He was running away.
I know he was running away, but why wasn't he hugging the hill while he was doing it, and just why was he just driving over the open like that? That was just a nonsense. He wasted about 1500 HP.
Look at the HP HellRaisers have dropped at this point. They're already 4,000 behind. Near you goes down. I mean, after that, it doesn't matter how much Navi really lose at this point. It's just an easy cap for them.
I don't know. I have a feeling if they had that E5 plus the Bachat there to cover each other, HellRaisers would actually be in a good position because they would be able to decap and buy a lot of time, and those other Bachats rotating from another side would come in effect, and they would not have to suicide like this. This was really suicidal rush in one moment.
Very even between these two. Let's take a look at the stats. Wow. Well, actually, lack of stats. 1.8, not really high.
Not really any specific damage here done by anyone, but still tactically it was well played by Navi. So they're coming now into the lead, a small one, but still it's on Murovanka. An interesting point is to take later in the season here, and in all the offline games we've seen, Murovanka actually from being highly defensive map is turning to be
Very
pro-offense.
offensive, yes indeed. But they're nuclear, near you, Rifan. Never really got into the fight. I mean, this was good stuff from Navi, and if one team can capture the base of Murovanka, it's Navi. Ask Kasna about that one.
Oh wow. Thank you. Well,
I just had to do it, you know.
Of
like
course.
Navi capturing a base.
it was actually a really good and effective game on Grand Finals. But so were the other couple of them they played.
Indeed.
It wasn't really a long match.
Already the lineups here. So HellRaisers going back to E5, T57 heavy. Navi only going for the single E5.
So Navi now defending. This is pretty much mirror lineup.
No.
Yeah, but this is Navi played this in.
Oh, you mean
Not
like that? You know what
Yes.
mirror lineup means, right? That both teams have the same?
No, but I meant in the last game. This is
Ah.
what they played. So Navi now plays exactly what HellRaisers played and vice versa.
Yes, indeed. If you mean it like that, yes, that's correct. I thought you meant like both these teams. I was going to ask you if you had your glasses on.
It looked like to me like for a moment like you're trying to pretend to be I don't know, grade school teacher.
Great school teacher.
Yeah. And the silence is on.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Mojo. But 5-4 here for Navi. HellRaisers on the attack. Navi on the defense, and already Strike spotting some of the tanks here out, and it looks like a quick base cap here for HellRaisers as well, Mojo.
HellRaisers are doing really aggressive approach here, but we know that we'll never end up with a cap. These kind of games always end up in a big counter attack by the teams. So we just need to see how will Navi respond to this, because hey, let's face it, we've seen Rage Quit and guys play something like this.
Probably going to be Inspirer to push over here. There he goes, the E5. He's trying to get into position. He's going to go for it. He has to go for it with 20 seconds left on the cap. He will get to those buildings that we talk about very often. Blocks a shot there from the E5. And now this cap kind of needs to get abandoned at this point, doesn't it, Mojo?
Yeah, and there it looked to me like they were turned actually to push forward. So that means toward that E5. No.
Nice shot here from Strike, but he will take some in return. Actually takes only 2 so far, so decent trade here, but still 10 seconds left on the cap. Keep your eye on that on all times, as it's now running low, gets reset it. So now the bat shots from HellRaisers, they're pushing off, and Navi is actually taking a lot of damage here against the heavy lineup that comes out from HellRaisers. They have to deal with so many E5. Strike doesn't manage to connect that shot on the side. Leftra is now taking a lot. As Nuclear is going to be the first one to go down by the hands of the Anatolich. Losho comes over, the Anatolich will go down in return, and HellRaisers, they're actually out-trading Navi at this point in time, Mojo.
I would seriously pay money now to hear the team speaks of both teams and see how their focus works, because this is the essence of the game. When things start happening here like a hive, I mean, you really don't know who are they actually focusing, where they want to target their fight. At the moment, it goes really well for Navi. They have more the guns in the game.
Indeed, as Inspire managed to take down near you, these Bats just bumping into each other as they are on Real, but Griffon in the T57, a heavy, could be the difference maker as Apawa manages to pick up Slide. Rhino doesn't manage to connect his shell either, and now they have 4 guns against 4, but one of those is Kiriloid in that tier 8 tank, and Griffon now has reload available, and now it looks like HellRaisers, Mojo, they're back into the advantage, you would say.
They're completely back because now they have more or less all the HP in their favor. I mean, only one of them is on one shot. Everyone else is pretty much full HP, while Inspire is the beacon for the Na'Vi, and that's not going to end well for them.
Indeed, Inspire now managed to land a shot on Losto. Apawa comes up. He has to be careful with that, though. He takes a lot of damage. Griffon now training with Inspire, who only has 1 crew member alive at this point, and they still didn't manage to take him out. A strike picks up Griffon, and Inspire here could be the crucial game changer as all 3 of these batches are on one shot. Inspire now picks up Theodore as well. Losto, Apawa, the last 2 standing here in the game. Turning back into favor. Oh, what a shot from Apawa though onto Strike, but Inspire now picks him up as well. Him surviving completely changes this round in favor of Na'Vi.
What a throw here by HellRaisers. They had it all, the HP the tanks needed, and they fell for the simplest bait of them all. They just focused the... Well, that's a nice little audience there in the first line. So they focused up an E5 there. And,
what are you talking about, Mojo?
End up really well.
What did they do there in the end? Apawa and Griffon really just complete misplays, trying to kill Inspire instead of slowing it down.
I really don't understand. They had all the time in the world. They could rotate with those butchers. They could do whatever they want. Position tanks slowly, work their way around, abandon that E5, kill everyone with low HP and finish off the game. But now they're in a deep problem, mate, because it's 6-4.
Match point for Na'Vi, which what turned into be a round for HellRaisers, quickly changed back in favor, backwards and forwards. And really, I feel like HellRaisers should have been able to close this round. Look how they're out-trading Na'Vi at this point in time. Like,
they had super advantage here. Like, I mean, in one moment, Na'Vi had more guns, but they were all on lower HP, so HellRaisers did a good mop-up job because Na'Vi was all over the place. They were not focused. And this is the nonsense here. This is the throw of the century.
Apawa takes so much damage, and then Griffon really just overextends for that. He takes so much damage, he actually goes down towards Strike here. He was, what, 1.2, 1.3 KHP at that point?
Seriously, like, they lost 2 almost 100% tanks trying to kill that E5, and they didn't even kill him. They killed 3 crew members of his 4, but they didn't kill him.
Inspirer here. Man
Almost
on a mission.
4K damage there. Wow, Inspirer is really a guy that is always kind of killing off the HellRaisers at the end.
Yep, he's always the thorn in the sides of HellRaisers. Oh, they're going to have nightmares about Inspirers for the years to come.
So Inspirer and Rhino, not usually the guys that are shining in lineup of Na'Vi, but here, for sure. Look at this slide.
Left shot, 0.
And not the first game with that.
Oof, BM. Left shot is like, he's just shaking it off, you know. We won. Let's go, guys. Well
Let's
done.
go. Next time I shoot one. I shoot one for sure.
he's like, Anatolich, please don't hit me. Please don't hit me.
Lesha, please press mouse 1. Press mouse 1. Okay.
Why do you think Lesha is sitting next to Anatolich? So if he misplays, Anatolich can go like, whoop.
So we are almost here. Maybe at the end.
Might be the final round.
It would be a shame. I would actually like to be it a bit more closer.
Tiebreaker?
Maybe, yes. I would require a big comeback on Prokhorovka, and that's really hard. That's really hard.
Is it possible, Mojo? Wait, let's rephrase that. Mojo, do you believe?
Yes! Yes! It's not going to happen when I say it.
You're a believer.
You know it's not going to happen.
You are a believer. Let's take a look at the lineups. I know you have Justin Bieber's CDs somewhere stashed away.
You'll never find them. Okay, attack here for HellRaisers. Again that E50M.
Again that E50M. Let's find out how they put it to use as we move into our possibly final map, Prokhorovka.
Prokhorovka, one of the first maps in the game. Teams start at the regular spawn points as they do in standard battles. Bases are separated from each other by the railway, so the defending team has to choose whether to send their vehicles to the left side, playing them in the centre, or to the right of the railway, occupying the hill and a part of the village. The attacking team usually attacks the first base. However, the teams often go for face-to-face confrontations, 7-on-7, in the hilly terrain at the centre. That's why both teams frequently use vehicles with good gun depression angles and sturdy turrets.
So here we go, possibly the last round. HellRaisers versus Natus Vincere, or how do you say it?
Natus Vincere.
Vincere.
Okay.
Close enough. 6-4 for Navi on the defense as well. HellRaisers on the attack, Mojo.
Well, HellRaisers are forcing the other part of the rail toward the village while Navi is in the forest, so there will be not a huge clash in the start. We need to see how aggressive Navi will be. Will they manage to actually do some damage on that 1-1-3 while he tries to join his comrades over the rail there? So really, really fast start here by HellRaisers actually. They're going all for all or nothing.
Already 4 bad shots for HellRaisers here, and Slide actually gets caught out a little bit, takes 2 shells for that. Slide did not expect a quick play here to come out from all those bad shots from HellRaisers. Now his team is scrambling to go and support him as the cap has started for HellRaisers.
Navi is really quick on approach here now, so the conflict will start shortly here. Well, when the situation is dire, most of these Russian teams just apply huge pressure immediately. And let's see what will come out of this chaos.
15 seconds on the cap. Diador takes some more damage in that E50M. And Navi, they're now in position to start dealing with this cap. The HellRaisers, they're going to make their push off. It's going to be against Rhino. It's their final attempt here to try and win this round and bring it to perhaps a tiebreaker afterwards. They're going to push over. They're going to try. Inspirer is the first. Kriller soon to follow. Left shot picks up Lostro though. The HP still very close between these two as Griffon is now on reload. He gets picked up, but still, HellRaisers, they're making it work. They're making the comeback here, Mojo. They might bring it to at least one more round as Rhino now gets shot constantly by Apowow. And that 1-1-3, he goes down towards Nuclear, and the push, it is working.
I believe the HellRaisers are better when the chaos is on than Navi at the moment, but when the planning is in effect, it's usually Navi. So this game should go by far to HellRaisers, and the hope is still alive that they will go at least to the tiebreaker, but we need to see now. Strike, I don't think you can pull it off this game, mate.
I don't think so either, as Lefsha still reloading for 40 seconds with the damage. Amorak, he loses his buddy. Now only 2 guys left standing, Strike and Lefsha here, as Strike gets wrecked from all sides. Lefsha now probably going to draw out the game as long as he can, but Apowow spots him out, will be trying to go for the kill. Lands the first, can he pick it up on the second? Bring it to 6-5 here for HellRaisers, keeping the dream alive. And Mojo, if they didn't show the last round, they'd be on match point right now.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda again, man. Like you can't, but at least they're happy about this one, and now they will be defending Prokhorovka. This is important moment because
momentum
they are
switch.
Yes, this is really important because it's not only that they won, but the fashion they won it in. It was decisive, it was aggressive, it was brave. It is something you like to see, and it was in like 90 seconds.
It was a very quick push. Slide got completely cut off, took 2 shots there, didn't really see them. Then they pushed off before Navi really saw where they were and just killed them from all sides. They pushed over on the north, they pushed over on the middle, like complete chaos.
It was really interesting because he was waiting there with rations, with STB who has a huge view range, with binos on, and all he saw was like 2 guys emerging, and he took a double tap while they were driving
He only saw the E50, I think.
Yeah, but no, he saw like 2 or 3 tanks. I remember the view from his screen. But the amazing fact for me is like he took 2 shells immediately as he saw them. The second he saw them, he took 2 shells, and they were just driving toward him. Like that's like really wow. RNGesus.
Man, afterwards they made a good play. They pushed over on all sides, like you said. The HellRaisers thriving in the chaos, and that was just really, really impressive.
Apowow 3K out of 7 shells there. That's almost every shell penned. Yeah, that is every shell penned.
That's every shell penned.
Very nice. And first one we know it was just pure driving. Oh, guy has a lucky hand there. So near you, right after him, and Nuclear, and only guy who did some damage is Strike. On the Navi side. Look at this. This is pretty much a landslide.
Lefsha, Inspirer,
Levshak has a really bad tournament. I haven't seen him play 2 good games in a row.
When is the last time Levshak had a good tournament?
Harsh, harsh.
I mean,
I double dare you to tell that even he's here.
well, I mean, you kind of.
Well, you know.
Well, I know he has a big contribution to the team, but
Yeah.
damage-wise, not really. I mean, that's not disrespecting Levshak. He has a great contribution to the team, but he's not really a damage dealer.
No, he never was. He is more like a tactical asset for the team.
That's what I mean.
So, like in a position when you need to put him on tier 10 budget, I think they're always hurting. It looks like that. Like every time I watch them and he's playing a tier 10 budget, it's like they're limping on that position. So,
But they're putting Kiriloid on the tier 8, though.
well, that's a problem because Kirill is usually playing artis and stuff like that. I don't know, Levshak was doing tier 8s before, but they must
Mojo?
have a pretty good reason for this.
I believe this is going to tiebreaker.
It looks like that because these kind of open maps seem to favor HellRaisers much more than Navi.
Indeed, they do. One more final round, and then perhaps one more.
Well, it can go more than 2 more.
Indeed. And let's take a look at the lineups for, again, possibly the last round.
So HellRaisers in defense, a bit more sturdy defense. We've seen this on European cluster many times. STB, I7 and E5, followed by a couple of budgets and RU. On the other hand, Navi in attack, also really conservative with that I7 and Grille. So it doesn't look like we will see some flashy tactics here. I think they will all play careful at the moment.
I think both these teams are going to take a very careful approach in this round. Navi, same lineup they used against NSS with the grill and the I7.
Yeah, but this time they can play around a bit different, of course. But we've seen this used on our server also many, many times, and we know what that I7 is used for.
Middle.
Always, always, and always just show the turret. So eventually that tank will end up in a cap if they manage to put it there.
Well, Mojo, let's find out if this is going to a tiebreaker as we move into the last round of regular time between these two. HellRaisers versus Navi. Navi still 6, HellRaisers 5. HellRaisers on the defense though. Navi on the attack. And look at this counter coming out from HellRaisers.
It looks like both teams are heading for the same direction here, and we might have a village fight here. Old-fashioned one.
HellRaisers, are they reading? Are they reading Navi like a book right now, Mojo?
Well, it obviously looks like they are, and Navi actually looks like they will fall into this trap.
Inspirer here doesn't spot anybody. He gets spotted out, or it gives him some kind of intel that there is somebody there. And look at the bad shots from Navi. They're moving on the hill here. This could be great for HellRaisers near you. Has to be careful though, because there's always the potential for an overmatch.
He is spotted now, and only guy spotted back is Kiriloid, but he gets shot from that A-line position, far away. He's pinging that he got shot actually from the left side.
Or got shot at, but didn't connect. Close stuff here between these two as Navi really centered around this hill, and Mojo, if they drive down, they could be in so much trouble.
Nah, if they just go down, it will be a world of pain for them. But near you, peeking here, trying to spot Navi tanks, he loses quite a lot of HP. I mean, no matter how low profile Batchat is, his turret is still a weak point whenever you peek with it. So Navi guys were ready for that, and they punished him with 2 shells at that moment. That's not like the worst thing that could happen, but still, every HP in this kind of game is important.
Indeed, Nesquik will now take over the role of near you to spot up on that hill, and you can feel the tension between these two as Kiriloid takes another shot in the RU. Oh, he has to be careful. He takes another one as well from the bad shot. Navi could be losing their first tank here very quickly if he does not play safe. But in return, Nesquik takes some as well, and both these teams so close to each other as now the push comes out from Inspire and the Anatolic. They want to take down near you, but they have to kill him quickly. Finally, they manage to kill him, but in return, they also get Nesquik, but they lose the Anatolic. And if this trade was worth it for Navi, I don't know, as Levshak now is getting shot as well. He tries to get safe. He gets behind a house. He gets behind cover for now. Another missed shot here from Theodore. And HellRaisers, Mojo, how are they looking so far?
Navi gained the gun more, but they lost so much HP. I think they're about 2,000 HP down, but it seems like they're actually regaining some of it because they're pressuring HellRaisers really strong.
Yes, Losho in that E5 takes a lot of damage there. Slide tries to connect the shell against Nuclear, does not manage to hit it. He does have a damaged gun and no repair kit available, so it's going to be very hard for him to connect these shots. And HellRaisers, they have to hold on. There's a shot here for Slide. Can he land it? No. Nuclear just edges safe. Slide really wants to connect that shot.
If he connects that shot, there is a high chance that actually they will go to the tiebreaker and they will manage to do it.
But now the bad shots from HellRaisers, they're rotating Mojo. Griffon, I think Applewell, they're moving towards that zero line. They want to take down Kiriloid and Slide. This could be great move here for HellRaisers if they go for it.
Well, if they manage to get through without getting shot up and pick up Slide and Kiriloid, that will be a victorious move for HellRaisers and a good one there. But on the other hand, if Navi connects there on those heavies and manage to wipe out the lower plane of the battlefield, that's going to be a win for them. It's just going to be maybe in matter of seconds.
Indeed, now finally these bad shots for HellRaisers get spotted out. Applewell, he doesn't miss on Slide. Now pick up Kiriloid as well. That's 2 kills for Applewell and HellRaisers. Mojo, they seem to be doing it. Now the bad shot, they need to run. Can he land another one? Oh, that just goes over the top of that bad shot, but perhaps on the I-7 or the other bad shots. Now Navi is trying to make a final play here, but I think, Mojo, I think it's all over. 3K down and 4 guns against the 6 of HellRaisers. Once more, just like at the Grand Finals, will be going to a tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker against these two again and again and again. Oh my god, like HellRaisers actually managed to take both games on Prokhorovka here and come back strongly into the game.
As now the
We
last
believe.
2 tanks standing for Navi, Levsha and Inspirer. Inspirer is going to have to do better than he did at the Grand Finals. Much better, and it won't matter. HellRaisers, they do it. They're going to bring it to another tiebreaker. I called it in the beginning of the game. It's happening.
High five, Lucky. Good for you. Nice going there. So we have Navi here on the brink of defeat in this game. 1k HP left compared to 5 times more on HellRaisers. Outnumbered guns, positions,
They're talking about the
whatever.
tiebreaker. Tiebreaker's mines.
Ooh, that's gonna be super sexy. We can just wait for this game to end, guys, because there is really nothing Navi can do. They are attacking, HellRaisers are defending, and HellRaisers have every possible advantage they can imagine here.
Theodore here realizes from where he got spotted out. Navi's just talking about the tiebreaker. They have to be. There's nothing else they can do in this round.
They can just chill a bit.
Oof, nice shot though from Inspire. Showing show that he's still on the map here.
I'm really interested how much time will they need to prepare for that tiebreaker. I mean, they're really fast between the games now.
Yeah,
You can see they're like snappy, super fast, super fast.
But this is tiebreaker.
Yeah. How much time will they need to prepare for that? Because that is one game for all or nothing in an entire season. Well, not nothing. I mean, even second spot.
Whoever
brings a lot
loses,
of
that's
something.
it. That's them. That's game.
This is going to be super interesting.
Griffon here just comes to clean up left shot as Nuclear killed Inspire at the same time. And tiebreaker, it is HellRaisers. 6-4 down, bring it back to 6-6 Mojo. One more time to tiebreaker we go.
It is on, and you can see HellRaiser happiness on their faces. They came back completely victorious. Brilliant.
Great stuff here from HellRaisers, reading Navi like a book, making the correct rotation towards the end of the game as well, with Applewell pushing on the hill, taking down Slide, taking down Kiriloid, really bringing the game in their favor.
Applewell, as usual, a crucial guy when it's a dire moment. Like it was like that on Grand Finals also in Warsaw. But then he had that tragic
Well, he
rock
carried
against
them
him.
so hard before that.
Yeah, I think at least 3 games were won just because he did a super crucial plays there. And here now, this push on the hill was really great play, a good decision making by HellRaisers, and eventually completely turned the game around. From them being stuck in the bottom positions to gaining complete map control.
You can see Slide not happy with that one.
Well, Navi is definitely not happy. I mean, being 2 games up and having a match point and having to play a tiebreaker now on mines, it doesn't really look good for them. Yes, they...
Who won the quicker attack? I think
Wow.
Navi Muravanka was pretty quick.
Some games were super fast.
Navi Muravanka? Cliff? No Cliff.
Cliff was more or less suicide, and it was really fast.
Anton?
You know,
Yeah, I'm not sure we're gonna have to Think about that
No,
one.
Navi, when they were attacking on cliff, they died, mate. And so did HellRaisers.
So Muravanka.
So that doesn't matter. Murovanka,
Lions wasn't quick at all.
no, it was a really slow game.
Ghost Town wasn't quick at... Wait, did we play Ghost Town?
What?
I'm already losing the maps. What was the first one?
First was Mines, that was long. Then we had Ghost Town, we had that with E100s in defense. That was long. Let's see the stats
we'll
first.
See, we'll see. Let's take a look at the stats first from that last game. What do we think about that one? Nuclear here.
Okay, that's really surprising. Actually, the TIE 7 from that position managed to do 3.3k.
Great stuff.
Rhino actually in a Navi team also with I7 did 3k damage. That's
the
really...
I7s here.
It's
But
really odd.
HellRaisers read Navi like a book.
Yeah, they did real. Look at this second page entire Navi.
Like they just completely read them. And even going for near you, it took so much damage for it. Yes, they got Nesquik in return as well, but...
Man, you don't see Strike often on this position.
Nope, not indeed.
Strike, Slide connected only one shot with that relay. So they were completely denied.
Indeed.
Denied.
Well, Mojo, I think it's fair to say that we're going to give these teams a little bit of time to prepare, a few minutes to relax. We'll do the same. We'll take a quick break. When we get back, we'll be here with the tiebreaker between HellRaisers and Navi. So don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the game between Navi and HellRaisers. 6-6 tie breaker, Mojo.
And what a match we are watching. The happy faces of Navi just melted away after
They were
the last
so
map.
happy after 6-4.
Yeah, we got it 2 match points up ahead. You can't get to us. But Apple wow pow pow pow.
Apple wow, pow, pow, pow.
Not a 0 damage this game.
We think Navi gets to the side.
Maybe because of the Murovanka game. We were going game through game and they were not the fastest in attack. So maybe. I'm really actually interested to find out.
HellRaisers there. No. I was going to say that Prokhorovka was kind of quick as well, their attack.
Nah, they still had to chase around.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking for a best reason why someone, when they are playing a defense and they're losing, they're still prolonging, they don't want to give them the decision making. They're just going to run around the maps. So they would like waste them a lot of time. That's also a valid choice, not like a tactic talking.
Which obviously these teams still getting ready. Guide the viewers to what they have missed so far, in case they haven't seen the maps here so far between these two. What have they missed?
Well, we missed double gorillas in defense on mines. That was the first game and introduction to the very good match we had here. Then we had Ghost Town with 5 E100s. By actually, all the interesting builds
Things
came
were
from HellRaisers.
Oh,
interesting.
so HellRaisers will be defending on mines. Natus,
Mines.
Vincere will be attacking. And keep in mind, neither of these teams managing to win their attack on mines in regular time, especially Navi completely falling to pieces by the defense HellRaisers
they
brought.
both lost by far when they were attacking on mines. Mines still one of the most defensive maps here. Murovanka was there, but that was once upon a time long ago because everyone seems to get a knack of Murovanka, how to deal with it now. And it looks like defending Murovanka is an issue now. But mines as a tiebreaker and probably the most defensive map now next to Ruinberg in a league.
All the
that's a tough
pressure
one.
on Navi here. Do you think HellRaisers is going to throw a curveball? Because super aggressive? I don't think so. I think they're going to play calm, cool, and collected.
I really don't think they need to. They won 2 games in a row. They should just let Navi hang themselves. That's what they should do.
Who do you give it to, Mojo?
Well,
Prediction time.
Well, before the match started, I said I would give a slight advantage to HellRaisers. I'm going to just stick to it.
Still going with Navi. Said it in the last game already. 7-6 for Navi.
Well, we can't go back on what we said anyways. Internet never forgives.
Internet indeed never forgets. Both these teams seem almost ready, just waiting for them.
Let's see who has the shakes. I would really like to see the players. Well, we can see them, but our viewers can't yet. So we will see shortly how will they deal with this.
Indeed, Mojo. But we'll show. You can see HellRaisers here on your screens. They look kind of calm.
Yeah, maybe even too calm at the moment. I mean, they just won 2 games. And Navi had a couple of minutes to rest it and think about what to do here.
Rhino is always like frowning. He's like, Strike is like.
He's like that even when he goes to club, mate.
And Slide always looks the same.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mojo, the lineups are here, so let's take a look for mines. HellRaisers, double 50B, 4 bot shots and a T49.
What an aggression here. Will they actually do a pincer move attack
I think
with
so.
this?
I think they're going to go for the hill, Mojo.
It looks like they will actually strike Navi in, and we will see maybe a really big fight right from the start. Navi will have to respond to that immediately. Wow. Will they
Curveball.
Yeah, will they actually manage to even do a defensive boost in attack? I mean, Navi, it's gonna be a mindcracker.
Well, Mojo, it's time for the tiebreaker between HellRaisers and Navi on mines. Mojo, both these teams going for the hill. What do you expect?
We are 10 seconds in, and there is a huge push coming in. You can hear the crowd from Kazan already cheering. It's gonna be a fight.
It is going to be in fight indeed as Apual makes the climb from here. Navi already taking the hill. Also is the first one to be focused. Only gets the 396 hit here on Inspirer. Navi have control of the hill. Apual is going to be the first to be focused. The 50 Ps need to get into the game right now. They're losing their tanks. Apual is down to a 1, so these 50 Ps in return, they're also getting shot. Finally, they're getting into the game. They take down Inspirer, but Kirloid picks up that 50 P. Theodore is forced to drop, and Navi a firm control in this round, Mojo. They are doing it.
It looks like Navi has the complete control of HP. I mean, they're running away from the hill, but so many guns in the game for them. Yet, HellRaisers are still not giving up.
HellRaisers are not giving up just yet as Slide pushes onto Nesby Strike here. Manages to pick up Theodore. 3 tanks left standing here in between HellRaisers and complete defeat. Only 2 now as Navi, they are taking this round. They are going to win the finals. Just near you left, full HP, nothing he can do. Navi in overtime, bringing it to the brink here, but still managing to take the win.
I really like this Russian style here when it's a dire all in, both teams, and the victor gets decided.
The GGs between both these teams. HellRaisers, they realize that there is nothing for near